Can I kick my game for a minute? Man, I just want to get something off my chest. This needs to be said because this keep a lot of good people down right here. GPSA, Ghetto Public Service Announcement. It's 2022. Inflation is going on. This shit feel like the recession that Jeezy was talking about. For my age group, we didn't get the experience. Our parents was going through the recession. But now, when we got bills and we see how money is so detrimental to our way of living, and if you have lack of it, it's even worse on you. With the climate being what it is and having to worry about so much crime, wages, inflation, on gas prices, food, baby formula, so have you. As weird as that is, why not just breastfeed? But, that's something else. With all these things going on, if God has blessed you with a grinder on your team, accept it as a blessing. Don't accept it as a test of your security and let it bring out your insecurity. If God has blessed you with somebody that has enough hustle about themselves to take care of you and themselves, let that person be. I heard a song on No Ceilings mixtape. Dude was like, I belong to the world. Don't be selfish with me. He could have cut the whole song off right there. Sometimes, man, like people that's put here to do great things, we sometimes let ourselves be hindered by people that don't have the same vision for their lives that we do. And we end up falling in love with these people. We end up having a lot of respect, and we put a lot of respect on their views of things and opinions, because sometimes maybe it's gotten us through some things that we felt like would have been bad if we hadn't taken their word. But sometimes you outgrow that fearful way of thinking and you start saying, fuck it, what I got to lose? And when you want to push the envelope, those people hold you back and be like, nah, I need you to stay right here. But you're really hurting yourself because you're dying inside because you want to do great things, but you can't, out of fear that you may offend the person that's insecure. And they could be insecure for different reasons. Like, I'm going to tell you a story. Had this partner, right? It was brilliant. He could have done anything in the world, bruh. Super smart. But he had a spouse that wasn't as great as they were. And anytime that spouse came around and seen that person with some of his colleagues and they weren't intimidated by the colleagues, they would do something to sabotage the relationship between the person that they felt were more beneficial than them and their spouse. Like, you know how great I am, but you don't want me to be great. You want me to be great around the house and around you. You don't want to share me with the world because you scared that if I get a taste of the world, it may take me from you. So you want to keep me on hush mode, on mute mode, on low mode, and just be what you need me to be, and not be what my agenda from the Most High may be. That's crazy. You'll never reach your potential like that, man. That's crazy. And then by the time you finally do break out like Tina Turner, you like 50 years old. You still got a little bit, but you ain't got that I factor no more like the young crowd when you can hit with them real deals. You know what I'm saying? So you lost half your steam. You lost your influence on the streets, so to speak. Not just street shit. I'm talking about corporate world, anything. You could be great as hell, right here when you're 25 or when you're 30 or when you're 35 or when you're 40. But you let somebody silence you for so long that you missed out. That's a terrible thing, man. It's a terrible thing, man. I hope that reads somebody. Don't let your spouse mess your money up because they scared of what you might be. Sometimes it take cutting them off. You see what happened to Gates? Well, you probably don't know Gates, but it's a Baton Rouge rapper. He had to find his happiness, you know what I'm saying? And that meant cutting somebody off that he had been with since, middle school, high school, his wife. But sometimes you just gotta find your happiness by any means, you know what I'm saying? And you deal with the rest of it on the back end. Oh shit, my light cut off. But look, if it's God's will, he ain't gonna let you fail no way. So even if things don't play out the way you want it to with that person, he'll still make it work. Because it's in his plans for you to keep growing and not care more about a person than you do what his job is for you. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about perception and reality. We can perceive all day, but we don't know what God's plans are. So that's why it's about taking that step when you feel righteousness about it. Righteously enough about it. That's the terminology. Yeah, man, I'm out, man.